Welcome to episode 28 of the DMC live chat. New crew, well, not a new crew, different crew to usual. Moz from Moz 6510 models, as I've had to grab and claw and pull him back in to finish off the conversation that we had a couple of weeks ago. Joined by my ever cohort, Mr. Martin Dare. Good evening, Martin.
Evening, people. Evening.
Good evening to Moz. Thanks for doing this with us again, Moz. We're going to try and pull in a couple of others. If Luke doesn't make it, we'll see. We'll play it by ear. But that all being said, what we're going to do is we're going to kick off with doing a little bit of a round table of what people have been up to. I say people, three of us. And then we're going to do a little bit of advertising, a little bit of admin work, and we'll then crack on with asking Moz those most important questions that everybody wants to know about modelling and plastic kits. And to round it out, we've also got another quiz. So this is just a general knowledge car quiz. So we'll start with the guest first. Moz, what's on your bench? What you been doing this week, buddy?
I've been working on a little bulldozer. I said bulldozer. It's a Tamiya 148 Komatsu, but I think I paid a tenner for it from Jadlam, and I've been working on this. It goes together like an absolute peach. It's so simple, so easy. I reckon a 7-year-old could build this. Detail-wise, yeah, it takes a bit of work. I've been weathering up the seat to try and make it look a bit more worn, bit of sponge showing through. Panel lines are all done. And yes, I can firmly recommend this kit, Komatsu G40 Bulldozer. So if you're looking for a bulldozer for a bit of fun, I recommend that from Tamiya.
Excellent. And what sort of price do they go for, Moz?
They're about 10 quid. They're not expensive at all. In fact, a friend of mine, to Boldly Go Models, James, he built his, and he's got me into these 148 Tamiyas now because they are they're bigger than a 172nd.
Right.
But they have the detail just about right. And I think 148 is a good scale. And and the reason I've done that was because Airfix are releasing their 148 range at the moment, which is like a 3-point fueling Albion fueler, 3-point fueler. And a couple of trucks as well in 148. So yeah, I'm thinking about that a bit more now. I think I'm growing up away from 172nd scale when it comes to planes and bits like that. I'm finding myself gearing more to the 148 now. They're a bit bigger, and also my eyesight.
I was just going to say aging eyesight.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong. We've in scale modeling we've come in leaps and bounds. Now, what was scaled at 132nd in detail, you now see that in 148. And what was scaled in detail at 148, you're now seeing that at 172nd scale. So, if you're not keen on doing 124 for 132nd scale kits, jump on the 148s and you should be happy.
Good stuff. Excellent. Thank you for that, my friend.
No worries.
Mr. Martin Dare.
See you next week. Bye-bye.
Goodbye. Exit stage left.
Yeah.
Martin, mate.
Right.
How you doing?
I've been working. I've been working on this. It's a Pro Mod white metal kit by a company called Pro Mod. They do vehicles, trucks, lorries, and all that sort of stuff. You don't get a lot in the kit. It's the body shell.
Nice.
There. and I just put a bit of filler on it. Being a white metal kit, sometimes you get lots of flash and odds and sods buried in there. So this is a Viva van. That's the basically the two parts put together for the chassis and the interior. You get a bag of bits with them. Get the camera in the right place. You get a bag of bits. But yeah, it's just quite simple. I think the work in the kit is actually getting it all to fit nice and smooth and clean and tidy. Because they are white metal and they have got some flash and stuff like that. They're not as detailed as a Dinky or a Corgi kit would be, a model, but they're there and they're quite nice. And it gives you the opportunity to do vehicles that you don't normally buy or can't normally get via any of the die-cast suppliers. So, yeah, giving that one a go.
Nice.
What else we done? Yeah, not a lot else this week. I'm going back home tomorrow, so
You're on your
that's me.
travels. And,
I'm on me. I'm away. But
Martin's
that's me.
Martin's away to his holiday home and is due back down next week.
Yeah.
Coming up to me, and then we're going to Dagfield's auction centre next Thursday.
we're gonna have a curry. Looking forward to me biryani.
Absolutely. Anybody who's in that area, where Dagfield's is, which just the name escapes me now. It's Stoke way. We're going there. We'll be there for about 11 o'clock, and we stayed for a good 2 or 3 hours. Come and join us. Come and say hello. I'll be there.
Yeah, why not?
Luke hopefully will be there. Martin will be there. A couple of others that are in our DMC group on Facebook, our community. Just jump into the chat so we don't miss anything. Good evening to Mr. Ian Hulley, to John Hatwell, to Michael. Good evening, Michael.
Michael.
The bloke called Moz Models is in there saying, "Hi all." Well, that's good. Friends from you, friends of yours, Moz. Paul Wiltshire Models. Welcome, Paul. Thank you for joining us. David Yates. David, welcome. Thanks for joining us.
David.
We're going to give him a bit of a grilling in a minute, and then we'll do our little quiz and hopefully be all done and dusted for toast time for Mr. Martin there.
You've got to be toast.
He's going to have his toast at 10. You can set your clock by it.
Toast at 10.
And I to Mick.
Are you a jam or an omelette kind of guy?
In the morning, marmalade.
Yeah.
Moz. In the evening, it could be anything from paste to jam.
Yeah. I'm quite fond of if I have toast in the evening, a little bit of pate and
pate.
Nice.
Bit of pate.
The old young single, a little bit of toast
on the pate. Well, you could go back to the old-fashioned toast toppers. Used to be up here. Those toast toppers.
Those toast toppers. Yeah, that brings back some memories of regurgitated whatever's left of an animal. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it used to look like baby food, didn't it? It used to look like baby food on your toast. Yeah.
Welcome to DMC, your central place for anything toast. You know what I mean?
Well, they even made a song about it, didn't they?
Yeah.
A little bit of toast, Paul Young.
Yeah.
Right. Back to chat. Good evening to Andy from Andy's Garage Diecast Restorations. Good evening, Andy. Good to hear from you, mate. Paul saying, as much as I love the 148th, after sounds like an army unit, doesn't it? As much as I love the 148th, after a while I turned back to 172, and I love them. Why not? A bit of variation. You can't beat a bit of variation. It's the same with us with die casting 164th and 143, etc. Russ, good evening, Russ.
Russ,
he did make me laugh on the comments in of the diecast on the YouTube channel. Russ, well done, mate. I put up a video that says it's for PC only, and it sounded like as though you know be careful what you see. It was more of a warning, but I only actually meant it was computer only. So maybe laugh that did. So Russ saying, "Hi PJ Martin, Martin, welcome back, Moz. Thanks, mate, much appreciated." What have I been up to?
Can I just
Go on,
ask?
mate.
Was it Andy's Garage who did that Leyland Comet restoration last week? Because I just want to applaud. It was a very, very good restoration, that Comet. I wasn't a subscriber, but he came up on my feed and I watched it and I just seen him pop up here. I thought it was incredible. That yellow.
And of course, you are a subscriber now.
Yeah, I'm a subscriber now, yeah. But that yellow finish he got on that Leyland Comet. I think the reason it came up on my feed was actually I was looking at Leyland vehicles for a bit of videos. I was looking at looking at the old style Leyland before they were dafts, before they were ruined, and before they were bought out. I think that was 1986, 87 when they became Leyland Daft, didn't it?
Probably early 80s.
Daft. Missing the T on the end, isn't it? Daft.
Jerry's here as well. Hello, lads. Good evening, buddy. Welcome back. Most of the, as we like to call the regulars, are here. So thanks, boys, for supporting us. As always, good to see you all. Thanks for a few Moz's subscribers for coming and checking us out.
Yeah.
Please come back. We do this every fortnight. We're not. We've got to come up with some BS to talk about, really. So it takes us a fortnight to come up with some stuff.
You're telling me. It's been so hard to drag me back again.
I've got nothing, Martin. Have you got nothing? No. Let's get Moz back.
That's it. Right. We're off. Yeah.
While he's not gigging, let's get him on, shall we?
Yeah. I had to check what his availability was. Anyway.
Mind you, you're saying about the 148 scale. It's not a bad size. I've done a few, and I did the small ambulance in the 172nd scale by Airfix.
Yeah,
and I was considering doing they brought out the 148 one, didn't they? What scale it is?
No, the Tammy did the 148, and then Airfix originally brought out the 135th.
Yeah,
135th. It was the KT ambulance.
Yeah,
but you can't say that because they haven't got the licensing. But they did sneakily put the KT decal in there, but they don't mention it on the box. But that was the last time they call it a K7 Austin, because they had a major row. Well, not a major row. That we had a company called Gecko who just released it as an ambulance with Queen Elizabeth in it, and Airfix were like, "We pay good money to have your license, to have Austin on the side." So now when they released the lorry based off that chassis of that ambulance, they just called it an underweight, or is it CWT is underweight, isn't it?
Yeah.
100-weight lorry, 4x6 lorry.
Yeah.
So general service lorry.
Yeah, so the reason I was looking to do that was because I wanted to do the ice cold and Alex going up the sand dune, and it wasn't 76. It would have been a bit sort of small and difficult to get the figures in position where I wanted them to go.
Yes, I get that. Yeah, I was going to get it off the top here, but I can't reach it. But yeah, I've got one in my stash, and I got the lorry as well. But yeah, you'd enjoy that build. It goes together very, very well. But it's 135th, so but 148 is a good scale as well.
Yeah, because I'm working on a Panther. I'm working on a Tamiya Panther at the minute. In prime at the moment. This one.
Put him on big screen, PJ.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's lovely. That which make is that one?
This is the. Hold on a minute. Got the instructions here. This is the Panzer 5. Panther 5.
Yeah, but which manufacturer?
Oh, Tamiya, sorry.
Tamiya.
Yeah.
When it went together, so sweet as well, didn't it?
Oh yeah, dropped in.
Yeah, dropped in. Yeah.
I'm doing this as a diorama. I saw a picture in a book, a German military book, and it was a Panther tank, same as that, in Italy, and it was. I had to look at the picture twice to see what the picture was. It was actually that tank was driven into a ruined cottage, and it had its barrel just poking out the side, and the open side they covered it with wood and camouflage, and I thought, that should be a nice diorama to do that. Yeah. So, but, yeah.
Excellent. Me, myself, and I've just ended up doing full-size restoration of the guest quarters of the DMC, which is now open for business. So it's a bit of a long story, but basically, I've now got a spare room where some of the guys are going to come and stop, and we're going to go on our travels around the country to either toy collectors' fairs or auction sites. The house is open.
I guess sharing a bed wasn't an option anymore.
Sharing a bed wasn't an option.
Yeah.
No.
You're even going top to tail. The naughty bits are still in the middle, aren't they? You know what I mean?
In all fairness, nobody could pay me enough. Have you seen some of the members? Right. So from a diecast point of view,
Charming.
I'm going to be doing a pair of Captain Scarlet SPCs. I hope for our upcoming monthly challenge, which is any TV or film vehicle. I've already done 2 of these. I'm going for a kind of color coordinated versions. I've got the original Scarlet one. I've done an opposite Captain Black version. So now I'm going to be doing a Captain Blue, which is the color that we like to use more, is the Atlantic Blue, which I think could fit nicely. And I might try and do a Captain Ochre one if I can get a nice ochre spray can.
Just out of asking, when they created that vehicle, what was it based off? What did Jerry Anderson use?
Captain Scarlet. No, it's just a fantasy vehicle. It's not
I know it's a fantasy vehicle, but when you see these things, don't you, where they find a car and they just add and they kit bash it to hell. I just wondered what it was. That was all.
I think more in line with the live action shows. A lot of them are based off actual cars.
Yeah.
But with the puppet shows, you can, like you say, you can basically get an Airfix kit and whatever you want out of it. Represent a car.
Is a good technique to have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm a as Moz was saying when we were talking earlier on, I'm a Jerry Anderson nut, Batmobile nut, you name it. Pretty much the television stuff. So that's quickly what I'm going to be doing. I need to get back into doing some diecast because I don't think I've put one up for, I can't remember when. It's been a while on my YouTube.
Years.
By the way, please go and visit Martin Dare's Dinky Restorations YouTube channel, and please go and subscribe to Moz 6510 Models as well. Moz has been a big supporter of ours, as Martin, and I'm grateful to both of them.
I think at the beginning when in some guys you had your little group and we started with about 80. We're now up to 411. Well done.
So it's but the thing is, the benefit, the beauty of it is it's been the pushing by the members of the community, not just me. So the people that've got YouTube channels will give a shout out, and it builds up. And we're not just diecast, by the way, as Moz will. That nearly put a pound in the swear jar, then, didn't it? Hey.
I was willing it out.
I ain't paying you money, boy.
Yeah.
As Moz will attest, we don't just do diecast. Anybody who does kit building, plastic kits, wooden kits, Lego kits, you name it. I've even done quick build kits based on what Moz is recommended to me, which I love doing. They're about my age bracket, 6+, so that fits.
Yes, you got that wrong and all at the same time.
Have you seen some of them videos?
Yeah.
I don't know who Play Apps is. I have done some kit bashing in my youth, whereas like on basically on a tank or something. Just to give it a bit more texture and stuff, I would quite easily find parts from other old kits that I've had and add it to it. It's not a difficult thing, kit bashing. If you have a vision and you want to make something stand out, just add some extra parts. I think most of it was logs and things like that, making your own tracks and things like that out of stereo card and stuff back in the day, but not so much now, to be honest with you, because the kits now are very, very full of everything you need. But and in the beginning, you used to do some of that, especially on trains.
Wait till the fairy liquid bottle was empty, and then you could turn that into anything. Apollo 11, Blake 7, you name it.
Yeah. Some of the earlier Tamiya kits, you could do a bit of extra work on them. I think the Chieftain, you can do bits and pieces on that. I think on some of the tanks you can put extra boxes on, but
but you can get add-on kits for the actual original kits, can't you? So that you swap in the plastic parts for
aftermarket, we call that aftermarket.
Photo etch.
Some of them look really good. The detail that some of the tanks go into is incredible.
Yeah, that was something which I found quite bizarre. When I went to, when I took my tractor at MAFA, it's a military armored vehicle and figure association. That's what it is. And they had tracks and Tyrant tracks out of the box, Tyrant tracks modified, they called it. So that's anything that you've added to. And I promise you, every single tank that was put in that competition was not put out of the box. It was modified. They were, and I think that's one of the things about tanks is that I think there's not a snobbery, but when you seem to build a tank, everybody either goes for a different set of tracks that come with the kit, or they add a different barrel. They rather, a lot of the kits now do come with a steel barrel instead of a plastic one, and I can see the point in that. But out of the box for tanks is a bit of a rarity. You always add in some sort of storage to it, or extra figures to make make it pop. But photo etch is something that
photo etch, that was the word I was looking for.
Photo etch is the one thing that really can help. Trying to on a 135th track tank, and you've got that grill. It's very difficult to get that right in plastic. Hence why if you built the Ferret Scout from Airfix, all they had on the back where the exhaust was around the back was just slots. They didn't put like the tread, if you know what I mean, on the back of it. They just had these little slots because it was very hard to manufacture that area without using photo etch. So it does have a place, but I do think it's overused a lot of the time as well. Snobbery, I think. Snobbery. So
Well, I think photo etching cockpits, unless it's a big cockpit on an aircraft, you can't see in it. Unless you have an open cockpit.
Oh yeah, the amount of money that goes into people who buy resin injector seats, things like that. The only thing I think that I really like to see more of are the 3D decals that that they do. They print out these 3D decals, and that's good for the dash. Very clever stuff. Quantos and people like, I think it's Quantos or whatever, they do the 3 that enhances. But at the end of the day, as soon as you took that cockpit, that canopy over and lock it in, that's it. You don't see bugger all inside, like the Vulcan. So much detail on the cockpit of that Vulcan from Airfix. As soon as you put it together, you see nothing. But it's there because you built it. So
well, that's it. Right, so down on our knees, begging time. So thanks to the boys for the round table. Please, if you're new and have joined us and like what we do, I know it's not all plastic kits, a lot of it's die cast, but it's a mix and match. Please subscribe to the channel. This is our central channel. We've all got our own individual ones, or come and join us on Facebook. If you want to come and join us, and Moz is already a member, you've only got to have him there as a friend, and you'll get automatically included into our group. So let me just bring up a special shout out goes to this month's benefactors. who help support the DMC by donating £2 to £5, or in some cases more, through PayPal to aid in supporting our running costs. As Moz will tell you, running this kind of setup, we have to pay a license cost, and he is, in fact, one of our benefactors, and we are most grateful, as is Martin. So
I asked you to change that, by the way.
Some bloke called PJ, Mr. Ian Ully, Laszlo Patsky, Luke Sansom, Martin Dare, Tony Hughes, Lee Jackson, Brian Dare, John Hatwell, whatever you want it to be next time.
Well, yeah, it wasn't exactly me. I paid for it from the outdoor paints business. That's
yeah.
And I said that from the beginning. Outdoor
paints. That whole situation is a discussion to be had. And to Mr. Fraser Martin, who's over in Dubai. So all these guys have donated between $2 to, I'm not going to say how much, but I'm not going to embarrass them. My heartfelt thanks for helping us. It all goes towards software. We have a PayPal account. So if you'd like to become a benefactor and help support us with our running costs, it's all to do with licensed software. Please use the link paypal.me/DMC ADMIN or DMC admin. My thanks as always. So let's get that out of the way. It's quite important. I say get it out of the way. Right, Mr. Models. Let's see how far we got last time that we did this. Martin, by all means, jump in with any comments that you've got. How many questions do you think you got asked last time? Can you remember? Was it about 6?
I think it was 4 questions we got through.
It was 4. Well, if I read the next question out and if it sounds familiar, just say so. So, question 5: do you prefer building straight out of the box or customizing your kits?
OOB for me. I like to build it as how the designer intended it to be. To be fair, there's been a couple of occasions where I've built certain vehicles with aftermarket decals. For instance, well, I haven't finished it yet, but there's outside of, I think the place is called Spark, in Peterhead. They've got an EE Lightning as a gate guard, and I got the decals for that. It's a very lovely blue. It's got like a lion on the tail fin, and that's a kind of, if there's something that I really want to build, it's mostly aftermarket decals. I have played with a little bit of resin. Also, if I know that the kit has got a problem with the undercarriage, as in it's not strong enough, and another company will print a 3D resin version of the undercarriage, I have used that. But farting around with the kit, the problem is, lads, is that you spend £35, $34.99 on a model kit that has everything you need in that box. But then you get to the point where you start thinking, oh, I could do with a better seat, it could do with this, it could do with that. You're spending double the money on top just for these little bits of 3D resin, exhaust and bits like that. It can get silly. But that's just me personally, and because I want to build models and not arse around and crackle with the next one, I tend to build OOB out of the box mostly.
Yeah, I mean my biggest Martin, have you out of the box or add-ons?
Yeah, so I just cracked up a little bit. Yeah, I like out of the box because I do a lot of dioramas and vignettes and stuff. So yeah, out of the box is fine for me. Yeah. Like you say, otherwise it can drag on for a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, my biggest beef out of I'm not a professional plastic model kit builder by any stretch of imagination, but I did have the quite large Iron Maiden Spitfire, and I'm an Iron Maiden nut, so I wanted to put a lot of effort into it. And it came, I believe it's a Revel kit, and it came with 6 colours. I ended up buying another 30 colours So it's not, if out of the box didn't work for me in that case, I wanted to get it as damn accurate as the instructions said. I didn't realise I was going to spend that much. I spent more on the paints aftermarket than I did on the bloody kit itself. It was on special offer, don't get me wrong, but you don't expect to have to pay another 30 odd quid for bloody paints.
But the beauty of that is you've got them for the next time.
Yeah. And I've been using them on die-cast kits and stuff like that anyway.
You build up your arsenal of paints, which sometimes is good, but you need them for whatever reason.
This is going to prove an interesting one. We're back on target then, Moz. If that reminds you of a question that we'd asked before, so we're rolling.
We're rolling.
What's the most challenging model you've ever worked on?
Oh, crumbs. The most challenging. I think every model's a challenge because you improve on each time. I've got a model kit upstairs that I've never finished because it's hard.
Okay. Hard in so much as too many pieces, too small, too big.
It just doesn't. I'm forever filing and fitting, and it's the Tester's Tornado. Limited edition Tester's Tornado, 1/48 scale. I think it's 1/48. Yeah. I get it off the shelf every so often when I'm feeling, that's been there a while. I better do that. I think that's the challenge one that I've done. You go back to some of the vintage classics that there's some really tough kits in the vintage classic range that you have to really work hard on to get it looking good. But yeah, I think that Tornado, that Tester's Tornado, it's one of those kits where I take it down so often, it needs a bit of filler here. And then once the filler's dried, I've sanded it, back in the box, back on the shelf. That's been a tough. I should get that one finished, really. But there's also a kit that I'm trying to get myself going on, and that's the B1B Bone from Airfix in 1/72 scale.
Right.
I've got it boxed up there. I want to build it. The Rockwell B1B, basically. I know it's a poor kit, but that's one kit that I'm trying to find a time to go right. It's a big box as well for 1/72 scale. It's right up here. Let me just edge it down. Come on.
This is where you crash bang wallop and
there you go. You hit the crash bang wallop.
Tires.
For
a 1/72 scale, that is a big box.
Wow.
Oh yes, I know. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Everything's all in the box.
I can't remember.
Just look at the fuselage for a 1/72 plane. Hang on. That's the size of it's 1/72, remember?
Yeah.
It's massive.
Big fuselage, that one.
Yeah, it's big.
And that's where the nose cone on and etc.
All raised panel lines and everything. But yeah, that's the this is the one I'm trying to in my heart to get this together and built. But I just have to, that's what I mean. It's a big kit for what it is. In comparison, this is a 1/48 Canberra. So you can see comparison wise, just like that, you can see the size of it, that's 1/48. So yeah, it's one of those kits where you think to yourself, one day I'm going to get it done, and that'll be it. So that could be a hard one, because I've not found the to get on and do it. So yeah, does that help?
It does. I'll let it slide. We'll give you that. I know because it's difficult when you build so many models. It's hard to.
Yeah, it's not a case of just dipping metal into
Yeah.
caustic soda and then just putting a bit of Rustylane on it, is it? You know what I
Well,
mean?
it is. It
I must admit, I've got quite a few model kits which I've started and not finished for one reason or another. Maybe I was building the German World War One tank.
Yeah,
The name escapes me of the maker, but it's big. It's up in scale,
yeah,
and you have to do all the tracks, individual links on all these tracks, and it's
yeah.
a big thing.
I bet it's 4 bits to each link, isn't it? Like, you know,
Yeah,
like,
something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I've done a few, and then sort of time goes on, and you think, oh,
Yeah.
I'll just put it on the shelf for now, and I'll come back to that. You know, and then it sits there and sits there and sits there, and every time you open the box, you think, yeah, I'll get on with this, but then you look at the track and think, oh, do I really want to carry on with that? You know?
I mean,
yeah, I don't think you're far wrong though. I think that's what puts a lot of people off. You know, you get like a main kit and it's got 800 parts, and you know that 600 of those parts. And the thing is that I don't care what anybody says. When you've got like 4 bits to one piece of track, that's 4 times you've got to snip, sand, position, glue, and that's 1 bit, and you've got to do. Oh,
yeah.
Well, like you, PJ, any kits that you've built that? Well, yeah, let's move on, shall we?
I was not happy with that. Can you remember when I did the James Bond?
Yes,
the DB5.
Yeah,
and the chassis would not fit to the. Sorry, the chassis would not fit to the body very well, and I wasn't the only one that made that comment.
It's an old kit, that DB5.
Yeah, it didn't go down well because
the trouble is that I think that when they released it, when they redone it, I think they never let. I think that what happened was when the tooling came out of the machine, it was dropping in a box. It wasn't laid flat, so that chassis all came bent.
Yeah,
and
this was
around it.
The chassis was shorter than the body.
Yeah. Yeah, that's shrinkage, and it wasn't. It was all twisted.
I was because the thing about it was, I mean, I was at that point. Then you didn't like to miss we do a challenge every month.
Yeah,
whether it be die cast or plastic model build, or build any corgi. And just because we say do any sports car, it could be a model plastic kit build as opposed to a diecast. Please come and have a look at our events and come and join us. If you've got an old model, if you've got an old model in your attic that you've completed and it's stuck there for years, paint it blue. We're doing an Alzheimer's Society event where we say paint any model blue. And we raised money for the Alzheimer's Society, where we raised over £400 last year.
Yeah, we did. That was a good. I donated to about 2 or 3 of yours. Like, it was a good one. The reason I donated, sorry, I forgot that I donated.
Yeah, I mean, the thing we have people like PB Restorations, Pete over in Australia.
Yeah,
he will build a vehicle and he'll stick it on eBay, and whatever it makes, he donates to the fund, so the generosity and the way that people donate help us out, because that's what it's all about. It's community. It's almost like the YMCA of the modelling world.
Wow.
We try to help each other out as much as we can.
Young man.
Yeah. We don't do the dance. We might have to do a calendar, DMC calendar.
No, you're going the completely wrong direction with that.
You just don't want to stand there in a cowboy hat and a moustache, do you? That's what it is.
I'll tell you what, if you do a calendar, PJ, and you put the topless, you put 2 little outdoor paint bottles there, I'll give you £100 in your catalog, in your calendar, PJ.
The James Bond DB was my biggest disappointment. But
did you not build the new one, the starter set, or was that?
I haven't got it.
Did I not send you that Jag? The new starter set Jag to build.
I've got. In all fairness, did I buy the bomb bug or you sent me the bomb? I think I think
Moz sent you the bomb bug, didn't he?
I did that one. Bug,
that's the one I want to do.
Yeah.
And when I do a plastic kit, that's the one I want to do.
You did it, didn't you? I thought you'd done it.
No.
Do you-
Michael in Australia sent me the diecast Bond bug over.
that's what it was then, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I
there's a
thought I
guy-
sent you the Jag as well, because the Jag was the E-Type Jag was a really nice build.
I'll double check. I mean, I have to give a shout out to both Martin and Moz. Have been very generous with donating model kits to people who want to get started, people in our group who want to get started, and then Moz had to go at doing a diecast vehicle, which was good fun.
That was good fun. I enjoyed that. I
I
recorded
think it opened your eyes a bit, didn't it, to see?
Well, I think it was the fact that the way that because I had the fear of removing the rivets.
Yeah.
But then, and the thought of, because as I said, I had a 1.5 millimeter drill, but you needed a 1.6 for the rivets and things like that. And in the end, you just end up tapping and screwing. I thought that was amazing.
Yeah.
So that was, it was
But
quite
it's much of a muchness with that you can go and do and look on many YouTube sites, and they've all got how-tos.
Yeah.
The
arrow dite was a good trick. I know, Martin, when you do your rivets, you don't really tap and die. You just shove them in with super glue, don't you?
Yeah.
I thought the arrow dite was better.
That's super glue, mate. It's not super glue. Now let's get it right. It's super duper.
Super duper glue. Yeah.
Super duper glue, boys.
Yeah, don't drip it too much, shows it gets stuck on the magic roundabout.
On the magic roundabout.
But yeah, I think the arrow dite, which I think it was the guy who lives in Torquay,
Kevin,
yeah, him. He said use arrowdite, and I thought that seems to have grabbed it a bit easier. So, but I should do some more. I've still got it here. Where have I put it to? It was here on my desk yesterday, so I'm thinking about you guys. Is to do this one, but the rivets on the bottom are absolutely tiny, and then Mick Manley, bless him, said don't touch that, because that's worth more money in that condition, because it's the original clear transparent, not the yellow one.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
So it's worth more money in this condition, he said, than ripping it apart.
What you want to do with it?
But look at the rivets on that; they're tiny.
Yeah, it's surprising. Well, I'll say this. Yes, you're right on that back end. Yeah,
tiny.
And there's somewhere. I mean, if you're stuck for models, if you're stuck for a matchbox to do, we'll send you a couple down. Don't worry.
I took do you remember when we met up in that place? I don't know where it was. I was on my way to Keswick at the time. I've still got that dumper here as well to do. That's the one I bought for £6.
Oh, nice.
Alfred, yeah, it's nice.
Yeah. And if I turn the handle still works.
Still working.
Still working. Look at that. That's another one I want to
the
build.
tyres, lad.
Look at that. Look at them tyres. And I think somebody bought one which was all complete with good tyres and everything for about £2. That really upset me that day.
With your spray, your air spraying, air brushing skills.
Yeah.
You should make that look like a cracker, mate.
Yeah, I know. It's a Euclid, isn't it? Euclid.
Yeah.
965 rear dump truck. But it's stinky. But that might be worth a few bob anyway. So yeah.
Right, I'm gonna jump back into the chat.
Yeah, back into the chat.
Extremely ignorant. So Andy was saying, the cement lorry, yes. Moz, brilliant job on the yellow finish. John, that's fantastic, Martin, the Panzer. Paul saying, I find if going to build anything bigger than 1/48, you must have the room. I have a 1/24 scale Hurricane Mark 1A from Airfix. I will build it.
Oh, whose phone is that? Is that your phone? You've got to buy us around now, Martin.
I'm not going to tell you who that is. I'm not going to tell you who it is.
I'll turn my phone off.
That's a well-known member of our community who's got the wrong end of the stick and clicked on the wrong link. Anyway, apologies. I'll try that again, Paul. Apologies to you. I find if going to build anything
Anyway, time for a commercial break. Have you tried
Wow.
out Peach yet?
This person's not going to let it go. I find if going to build anything bigger than 148, you must have the room. I have a 124th Hurricane Mark 1A from Airfix. I would build it, but I don't have the room for when it's built.
Good size.
John saying, "Hi Paul, are you going to do a video?" Yes, I will. John, on the 2 Captain Scarlet SPCs. Paul saying the Revell 148th Memphis Bell BF17F takes enough room up. That's a big piece, then, is it? Yeah.
Big plane. It's gone are the days you hang them on the ceiling.
Russ asked Moz if he'd already done kit bashes, which he answered. Nice, John. Darren, good evening, Darren. Welcome back. I seem to recall that you've been here before, so welcome back, mate. Thank you for coming and joining us.
Yeah.
Well, this is going to turn into a question and answer show. I love it. Moz 6510 models. That'll be you then. I put decals on my 148th Harrier cockpit. I then dry brush the decals to make them stand out.
Which is what I did with the Chinook. I think they came out a lot better. You know, to do a bit of dry brushing. You've done dry brushing before, haven't you, PJ? Do you understand dry brushing?
Yeah. I do it with
basically you put a bit of paint on your brush, rub the hell out of it on paper, so you've got a very small amount, and you just drag the brush across. I'll
tell you a quick story.
Oh, thanks. Move on.
From our diecast point of view, we brought 3D printers, and we was going to stop 3D printing spare parts until I could find out you could print out things like this isn't actually a 3D print, but you know the G-Man and Conan, and I've shown some of the boys some of the other models that I've done.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. There's one. So that is a 3D printed and then hand painted using a dry brush method. So yes, Citadel paints I use for dry brushing. Brilliant brand. Where were we? Well, good shouts, Paul Wiltshire models. I did that in the Chinook, which Moz has just mentioned. Carl, hi Moz. Hi Carl, from all of us. Thank you for joining us. It's good to see you. Andy saying, sorry guys, got to go. Good to see that probably a while ago. So apologies, Andy, if I missed that. Hi Darren, take care, Andy. I got Hobby Time. We've seen before. Welcome back. Hi guys, good to see you. Darren, I'm Moz. Hi Hobby Time. Thanks for joining us, lads. Yes, thank you to Moz's subscribers for popping on and visiting us. Hobby Time Thunderbirds are go. They absolutely bloody well are. Paul saying, I've done straight out of the box build a fair few times, but I do tend to weather certain models. We do that with the diecast cars as well. So, I think that's kind of a cross community thing we all do. Hobby Time. Darren saying, hi, Gordon. Hobby Time. I got the B12 Moz.
Yeah, B1 Bone. B1B Bone, yeah.
Alex Moore. Moz, get yourself the 148th version if you think that 172 is big. And good evening to you, Alex, and thank you for joining us. Wow. Going to keep up with this. It's going to be tricky, isn't it? Paul saying, Moz, 6510 models, send it to me. We've been joined by our good friend Brian in Search of the Lost Diecast. Evening, guys. Sorry, just cooking. Thought we were going at 9. I'll get there as soon as possible. That's right. Don't worry yourself. Hobby Time. Which kits were you after, Moss?
Yeah, I've already shared what I wanted. Yeah, so ignore that. Yeah.
In Search of the Lost Diecast. Sam's missile, matey.
That's what I'm after. The Sam's missile system. The Airfix haven't got the tool in no more. It's 1970s.
See, that's interesting. That means two different things. That means two different things to both communities. That does.
Well, the Sam's missile system.
Well, not necessarily, but we've got one of our prize unicorns is Sam's car.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, from Joe 90.
Yeah. I've got one in the stash upstairs. Do you want it?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's lying, and because he knows me, he'll charge me double the price anyway.
Yeah. Where you got the money?
I can't afford you.
Yeah.
You're an
Nobody
icon.
clamps are the
I can't
best
afford.
clamps in the world, all right?
I'll tell you what.
Mine's good too.
If you've actually, you cost me the knife,
I
right?
cost you the knife, yeah.
If you send me Sam's car, I'll buy the clamps.
Okay, yeah. Give me a while I got says finding it.
All good fun. Good stuff. Ian A Moz. A Brian Russ says, Hobby time. Weren't you after the 48C Vixen and Merlin?
Yeah, there's
Yes,
an
them
Augusta
too.
Merlin, Augusta Western Merlin helicopter that was just expensive. Do you want to get that from diecast?
You really should give foil wrapping a go. It's different.
Yeah.
It's a different ball game.
Not foil wrapping, never doing that. Fucking not a chance.
Sorry. We are joined by Mr. J-Mo himself, Shaky Iron Shed, Model Railways. He only logs on to Shaky Iron Railways when it's a plastic kit build conversation. Paul James, my mate, home buddy, how do I get on? You already are. We can see you, mate. Ian saying, hi, J-Mo. Where are we? We're down to the bottom. Michael saying, as I wasn't needed, I'll leave. Okay. Yeah. Okay, Michael, we'll catch you later. Good. Right. That's the catch. That's the catch. That's the chat caught up with. Insert the lost diecast. Brian say, hey, J-Mo. Hey, Michael. Where did we get to? Where
if Diecast wants to come in, Diecast Salvage, he can come in, can't he? Or is he not?
He's just. I'll send the boys a couple of invites at the moment.
Yeah.
I
can't see who's in the green room here. So
yeah. We've got Paul. We've got Michael. I'm just waiting for Paul Wiltshire saying, got to go, food has arrived. No worries, Paul. Thanks for joining us, mate.
Yeah, it was a pleasure.
The boys that want to join us, we'll bring them in at 9 o'clock when Brian's available.
Yeah,
and then we'll do it all in one go. So if you want to stick around, Michael, that's up to your choice. Where do we get to? What's your favourite? What's the? We've done the most challenging model you've worked on.
Yeah.
What's your favourite model that you've built so far? That's another $64,000 question, isn't it?
Yeah, there's so many I've enjoyed. Like, and you're just looking back over the years, I enjoyed, building that Concorde when I was 21 and then rebuilding it again when I was 41. There's so many kits that I've enjoyed building. The Walker Bulldog from Tamiya, love building that. The latest one I built was the Ferguson tractor. Thoroughly enjoyed building that. I think that tractor is one of my favorites actually, because I took myself that extra bit with the weathering. Instead of just using powders and washes, I ended up doing pre-shading the rust underneath, using chipping fluid on top of that, letting that dry, then putting the top coat on, and then using a hard stickle brush to remove some of the paint to create, a rust effect. And that's the first time I've ever done that in a big scale. I've done little bits where I've sprayed something in like a couple of wheels to make it.
Can I kind of flip the question slightly, and I'll offer it out to Martin as well.
Yeah,
and probably to Martin first. What's the most iconic model that you, including you, Martin? What's the most iconic model that you built? And I'll precursor with that with the two that I remember is it the Hawker Harrier?
Yeah.
That everybody used to suspend from the bedroom, and the other one was the Apollo. Was it the 11 or 13, one or the other?
Well, there was 6 Apollo missions or 7 Apollo missions, wasn't there? Apart
this
from
one stood about, I don't know, 3 foot tall. It was
the Apollo rockets have been around for years, and they're all right. They're not perfect, but they're all right. I think Concorde is an iconic model to build.
Yeah.
I built all the Concords apart, and the one I've still got is this one. I've rebuilt this one. It's under a bit of a repair job at the moment, but that's the one that my mum flew on, down to Exeter. So I rebuilt that. That's the best of the bunch, but it's inaccurate. The Hella one's dog shit. I wouldn't touch the Revell one. The Hella one is hard work, but if you want a good one to build easy enough, the Airfix one is. But they tooled that back in 1978, so it's a 50-year-old tooling nearly, but nobody's done a newer one. That's the problem, but it's iconic. To be honest with you, mate, I don't really go for iconic builds, if you know what I mean. If you want, it's I've built the Apollo, I've built the space shuttle, they're all right. But I didn't get as much. I got enjoyment out of it, but I've had more enjoyment with some of the newer tooling. I think also when you've had to work hard on a model because it doesn't quite fit right, and you've had to fill it and sand it and get it to look good, you tend to paint it and let it go. When the build's quite easy to build that model up, you take a bit more risk on finishing it off in a different way, like with a lot of weathering and washes and everything. You're not afraid to go there because you know that to build the kit wasn't that difficult.
No.
I don't mind risking buggering it up, if you know what I mean, with a different technique. But iconic wise, I say Concorde, the Rocket. I've done a few Tornadoes. I think the Typhoon, the new one from Airfix, is going to be iconic.
Just one last point on
the Jaguar, the E-Type Jag, the older one. This is the first version. This is the 132. It's quite dusty now. But yeah, that was a good little build back in the day. We all built this one, didn't we? So,
just before I double check with Martin, and just referring back to the Rocket. I remember the Rocket, and it's pretty grey in my memory. It had Jamie just reminded me. It had the lander in the nose cone, the Eagle lander. That so that's the one I think I'm thinking of. Anyway, Martin, have you got an iconic?
Me personally, I have an iconic kit. It's an old one. I think it's one of the early Hercules C-130s by Airfix. I think it's a red stripe one, and it had the Bloodhound missile on the Land Rover with the trailer that came with the kit.
Wow.
I built that as a youngster, and I tell you what, I nearly bought it again when we was at when we went ULEZ at that day. There's a guy selling them there, but it was like lottery money, And I painted it in the sand, the dark sand and the darker brown color with the white top. I remember right, but that was to me that was an iconic kit because it was one of the first Hercules kits out, an Airfix. That one, and another old kit was the Liberator, the B29.
That's a good shot, Martin. Yeah, that Liberator. Yeah,
the old Liberator, the original Liberator, and that was a shabby fit, plenty of flash on that, but it was a good plane when it was built. It was nice. It really, really nice, that one. Yeah.
All right. It's 9 o'clock. We all hell's going to let loose now because we're going to invite some of our friends. So let's see who's available.
How many more questions have I got?
You might be back for episode 3 at this.
Yeah.
Point, which is
good
news.
He spanned that out, Moz, for you, mate.
Which is good news. You see how I've spaced it out so you can't quite answer all the questions.
Yeah.
He's done that.
Your money's worth out of me. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's using you, Moz. Using you.
Using.
Yeah, using you.
Abused you are, boy. Used and abused. I will. Let me just talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah.
bear with me 2 secs. Michael, so we'll send Michael a link.
Yeah, I think some of the older Airfix kits, Moz, were nice kits.
Yes.
If you can get through some of the poor fit, but even back then, when you were growing up and they were your kits, what were about, you didn't know any better. That's what you got, and that's what you built. My first kits they came in a plastic bag with the stapled over instructions, things like this. And I think like the Hurricanes and the Spitfires and the biplanes, the early World War biplanes, with your bottle, with your squeegee glue. And I think my friend and I, we would go and buy the Airfix paints, what were in jars at the time.
Yeah, that's right.
You buy them in the glass jars.
Best paints ever. Those Airfix ones, because easy to understand. When you had, if it was M6, you knew that the M was matte. If it was a G6, you knew it was a gloss. Simple times, mate. Simple times, which is
spend that Saturday mornings.
Good evening, Michael.
Morning,
Michael.
Evening, Michael.
Yeah. Good day, gentlemen. Good day.
Morning, Michael. Morning, Michael. Morning.
For those that don't know, Michael is, well, I'm gonna give this one shot, and I'm probably going to get it wrong, and I think he may have changed it, but he is Gravesend Australia Diecast Salvage, but I think he may have changed it. No, I got it right. Oh, yay me.
But in another sense, you have got it wrong, because it's now Diecast Salvage in Gravesend, Australia.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
I think it's because I was.
And just to complete the confusion, good evening, Mr. James, my good mate JMO from Pimp My Diecast. How are you, Paul?
But in another sense, you have got it wrong, because it's now Diecast Salvage.
JMO, I'll turn your telly off.
All right. Okay.
That's Jambo's got his got the YouTube playing in the background, I think.
Confusion. Good evening, Mr. James.
Well, I'm muted for a minute.
Good evening.
Just mute your YouTube, Paul.
Just mute Jambo.
We're getting feedback from your YouTube channel.
What telly?
Are you watching YouTube as well at the same time?
I'm watching nothing.
All right, we're getting feedback.
Oh, hang on. Good evening. Sorry.
There you go. That's
You
all right.
invited him on. I'll go back to Martin. I did that thing back in 2022, didn't I? Which went across the internet, that meme, and it just basically says in 1984 we built the model, paint, decal, and now in 2022, building the model is like a very small part of building a model, isn't it?
Yeah. That's correct. Yeah. The one time you pick it up and there's a few parts. You built it, painted it. Hung it from your ceiling.
Yeah.
Mine were lots of youngsters who hang it from the ceiling.
Well, you asked the question, which was my top of the tree favourite model, and it was the 70s tooling, Verfixes 148 Spitfire VB.
Oh, the 5B crumbs. Yeah, that was a classic. Yeah. That was. I think everybody built a Mustang.
Dimension. He would ruined it a bit by having recessed and raised panel lines, but I scribed them. But it was just the ideal amount of work for a relaxed weekend build.
As obviously we've got more people online. Please just be aware of talking over each other.
I used to enjoy the original Airfix dogfight doubles.
Yeah.
They were always nice to do because they made a nice little display though. It was at the time it was like, well, that's a good idea. 2 kits, and you got a stand and you can put them in different angles. It was and the paints, yeah, quite good.
They weren't cheap though. They're not cheap like they are now. They were quite expensive because they come with all the paints and everything. But yeah, dogfight doubles or then and nows is the next one, isn't it? Where they have like a Spitfire linked to a Lightning or the Lancaster bomber. The then and nows are a good one. But yeah, I think model sets are a good thing to have.
They are nice. They are nice.
Right. So just to rein this in a bit, Russ is saying 9 p.m. after the watershed. That doesn't mean you can let loose, JMO. Just saying. Right.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
And just picking up on what Paul was saying in the chat, the lander was behind the nose cone. The nose cone was the capsule. You were talking about the rocket there. Yeah.
Yeah. The lander was stashed behind the capsule, and when it were ready, the capsule come right, rotated, docked with the lander.
Yeah.
It transferred. Then it came back off again, capsule line, and it went back on to have the more like the base Collins circled in on the first one.
So John is saying, good evening, Michael. Russ saying, hi, JMO. Good evening, JMO, from John. Azza, I don't know if I've Moz will correct me if I'm wrong. Azza Scale Modeling
Channel, yeah.
Saying, hi, Moz. Azza, thank you for joining us. Much appreciated. To all of Moz's subscribers who've joined us, please stick around. We're going to have a bit of fun now that I can assure that Moz is going to have to be back for episode 3 because we've managed to, out of the 20 questions we've got up to number 7. So, bit of
it's in for the duration, mate.
It might be December before we do the celebration version where we get to number 20. But I thought what we would do is we did a quiz a couple of episodes ago, which was a bit of fun, and people seem to appreciate it, based on die-cast models. But this isn't about die-cast, or it's not about plastic kits. It's general knowledge about cars. So what we're going to do is I'm going to ask a question. I'll go around the 4 boys that are online. Don't be embarrassed. If you don't know, you don't know. It's just say you don't know. And then in the chat, if you've got, you can award yourself a point. The likes of Russ, John and Ian and people like that have played this game before. Just award yourself a point. There may be bonus points for years.
Back in a second.
He's not. We're not going to start without Mr. Dare because he's the fountain of all knowledge. Unless we ask him any dinky questions where he gets a bit stuck. And his channel is called Martin Dare's Dinky Restorations. But don't tell him while he's not here. So
that's on the Mars. Was it Revel or Earthfix that did the Skylab version of the Saturn?
The Skyvan.
The Skylab.
The Skylab.
Most people don't think of it nowadays, but when they launched Skylab, it was slightly different at the top to the moon missions.
Isn't that a precursor to the European Space Station, effectively?
Yeah, very idea along the same lines.
Ended up in the Indian Ocean, if I remember rightly.
Yeah. But the Saturn V rocket were different at the top to accommodate Skylab.
Yeah. Even Jerry said, I'm making a model of a SpaceX rocket. It actually comes complete, but you have to break it into 1 million pieces.
Oh dear.
Ouch.
Isn't that the one
I resisted swearing. Hey, but to be fair, for a private company, it's absolutely amazing.
They come on leaps and bounds compared to,
They're absolutely amazing. How them boosters and everything dropped back. It blew me mind when I first saw that.
the one that amazes me is the Dragon capsule, because basically you can play Space Invaders on the way back, and I don't know, watch Netflix on the way there. Like there's the astronaut doesn't have to do anything other than sit there, because it's all been done by effectively Apple, by an Apple tablet.
You thought that on Apollo 13, pal.
Yeah, but you was back in the day. I mean, we're over a certain age. Back in the day, when they said that the Apollo 13 had got the computing power of a digital watch. When we talked about a digital watch, I remember the digital watch being the one that had the red text on it, and you thought it was amazing.
God, I remember them.
You thought that's fantastic, and that powered a rocket. Wow. Okay. Jerry, you're a cruel person, but it makes me laugh. He's back, right?
Right.
Back.
Hold your horses. Here we go. Brian may or may not join us in the next few minutes. We'll see. So, question 1 in our general knowledge. This is on cars, not die-cast or plastic kit builds. So we've got quite a good cross section of people who've got no idea what we're going to be talking about here. So, general knowledge. What does SU? Please type this in the type this in the chat if you think you know what the answer is. Offer yourself a point, etc. Some of these are so blindingly easy, it's comical.
Yeah.
I asked Chat AGP to generate 20 questions that we could ask about cars, and the first question is, what does SUV stand for? No, it's all right. It's all right. You get your turn. You did have to wave. I can wave back. You'll get your turn. Martin, do you know what SUV stands for?
I would say social utility vehicle.
Moz.
What's that?
SUV. What does SUV stand for?
Sports utility vehicle.
Michael?
What was it? Sports utility vehicle.
Yeah, it's not.
Right. We'll give it 20 seconds in the chat. Sports inserted the last diecast. But there in 5, Brian says sports utility vehicle. Mr. Ian Ollie, sports utility vehicle. Russ, sports utility.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to get a secretary. Sports utility vehicle. Of course, it's social utility vehicle. Who said that?
Me, you Frank.
Fired.
Well, I don't. If it's an old car, I might
You
think
were
of
close.
it.
You got 2 out of the 3 words right, but I'll give you that. Kev's here. How are you, mate? Suburban utility vehicle. No, it's not suburban utility. The answer is, of
It
course.
depends what country. It depends what country you come from. You see.
Are you adding Bolt? Are you adding your own rules now to this?
Yeah. See, this is a social vehicle. It's a minibus, so it's a social utility vehicle. Right. That's going to be the DMC. That's going to be the DMC.
Oh no, we need a bigger one than that, love. We need a bigger one than that. According to Chat AGPI, the answer is a sport utility vehicle.
Yeah.
Now, this is going to this what country? Steady now. What country is Ferrari from?
Oh my word!
Steady now, steady.
Oh, come on.
But hey, I've just said something ridiculously easy. The first one that says England, you're fired, right? You know what I mean? So,
Can we just say what part of the country it's from? At least give it, round it down a little bit.
Are we going with the M word? If you can name the city, we'll give you a bonus point.
What, Maranello?
I'm going to say.
Oh, you don't have to
gonna
give
say-
the answer away, do you? Like,
Modern.
My money was on China, but that's obviously wrong.
it might be for all we know.
Yeah.
Right, let's round this up so we can move on to question 3 pretty quickly. Martin, country, Ferrari.
Italy.
Michael,
Italy.
Mars.
Do I get the bonus point then? Do I?
No, because you got
it's based in Italy. It's northern Italy.
It's Maranello.
Maranello, near the
Right,
Emilia-Romagna region.
Give yourself a point if you got.
I just said Modena, but it's still Italy.
It's Italy. Yeah, that's how easy these questions are and responses. This one, however,
Yeah.
be interesting. What is the world's best-selling car model of all time? Best. So I'll rephrase that. I'll say that again. Let me just go into the chat. Jerry, Jerry, Italy. Brian, Italy. John, Italy. Did I see Ian there? Italy, yes, I did. Morandeo, Russ, getting specific. Yeah, good lads. Well done, lads. Yeah. Not the
Evening, Jerry. I missed you coming in, mate. How are you?
What is the great? So I'll repeat the question before we go around the houses. What is the world's best-selling car model of all time?
Oh,
which people have now. I suspect some people have now had a chance to Google. But
I knew we ain't Googling.
Martin, stab in the dark.
Yeah, stab in the dark. Well, don't get two choices, or just get the one.
Well, you get the right answer.
Here we go. I would go for the Mini.
Moz?
It's the Toyota Corolla. Always has been.
Don't be shaking your head, Michael. You're spoiling it, mate. Don't be shaking your head.
Michael?
Well, it can be debated amongst two vehicles, the
Toyota
Toyota Corolla and the VW Beetle.
So what are you going for?
Well, the current status is the Corolla, but because that's still being produced, the VW Beetle isn't.
Right. We don't want
Corolla.
We just want your bloody
Corolla
know which models and countries manufactured.
JMO.
Or the Beetle.
We're not trying to start a debate. What's your answer?
I've said we all the countries.
Yeah.
It's been made in, and time scale and everything.
Oh, just give us a bloody answer.
I'd go Beetle.
Right. According to ChatGPT, the Toyota Corolla is the best-selling vehicle.
The actual Beetle, they've sold 40 million units of the Beetle. The Corolla is 50 million. That's a 10 million.
Right. So, congratulations, Russ, Ian, Jerry. I can't believe you went with a VW bus. John is saying a Vauxhall. Kev's saying not a Scooby. That's fair enough. Right.
I wouldn't mind. I work for Toyota.
Another ridiculously simple one, but if you get it wrong, you'll look so silly. Which company produces the Mustang?
Fucking hell.
Hold your breath, boys. Hold your breath. We'll give it 30 seconds for people to drop some bombshells in the chat. We have the next one's going to be an interesting one. Russ, Ford. Kev, Ford. Ian, Ford.
I thought, to be honest,
Jerry, Ford.
I thought that the Mustang was North American Aviation. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
He didn't say car, did he? He just said which company.
No, I said Mustang. Yeah,
the North American Aviation.
Well, when the quiz is based on general knowledge about cars.
He didn't say that though. You just.
I did. Yes, I did. I caught that.
Yeah.
Jerry Ford, John Ford, Darren Ford. I'm not going to insult the boys by asking them who produced the Mustang. Of course, it's Ford.
Yeah, the only way this quiz is going to get any easier is if you give us bloody multi-choice. You know what I mean?
Well, you know what? I asked this question earlier on, and two of you didn't know, so this will be interesting. What is the symbol / logo of Lamborghini? You on screen, hold your breath. We'll see what the chat says first. So, what is the symbol logo of Lamborghini?
Do you want the answer, do you?
If anybody starts typing, you're out of here.
Yeah. I'm struggling to hear you, mate. My connection's struggling here. Lamborghini.
Yeah, Lamborghini is just a charging bull from Lamborghini.
Yeah.
Here's Brian. Right, so Russ was the first.
What do you call this, Brian? Oh, you
Evening,
show
Brian.
up halfway through the quiz. We're struggling here, mate.
Well, someone said 9 o'clock.
PJ's not even had a drink
Exactly.
yet, and he's struggling.
Russ, Bull, Kev, Bull. I'm not calling this your Bulls, by the way. I'm just repeating what their answers are. Darren saying Bull, Jerry Bull, Alex Bull, Ian Bull, John Bull. Boys, anybody got any different answer to Bull?
It is Bull, but charging Bull because it's got its head down.
Well, we're going to
Not
settle
a
with Bull, not the adjective. So, well done, everybody. Give yourself a point. It's Bull.
Yeah.
Car and brands, the next question series is about. What was the first mass-produced car? Now, an adage to that, extra bonus point if you can name the year. So have a think about. We'll give you 10 seconds. I'll show some of that Vision On music playing in the background, but we'll give it 10 seconds. So I'll repeat the question. What was the first mass-produced car and what year? Oh, got some serious looks now. Okay. All right. We're going to give it a few seconds to give the chat chance to...
Who's got the telly on?
That's long enough.
Not me.
Someone's got a telly on. I can hear it in the background.
Yeah, so can I.
Might have to mute.
Got the telly on. Is that you, Brian? Have you got the telly on in the background?
No. Yeah.
If you've got YouTube on your PC or anything, something like that,
No.
it's being picked up by a microphone.
No,
It's stopped
only
now.
you.
Okay, so where do we start here? Let's firstly ask the boys, what was the first heavily produced car, and what? And if you've got an idea, what year do you think it was, Martin?
I go the Model A Ford.
The Model A Ford. Okay. Moz?
Yeah,
I think it was the Model T, and that went into production in 1908.
Michael?
Yeah, I'm going with same as Moz.
JMO?
100% because Henry Ford was accredited. We start in mass production, and it was the first car he did, the Model T.
Brian?
Yeah, I'd say the same.
And 19, I'd go with Moz, right? I was thinking 1905, but it
1905 is when he patented it, didn't he, or something?
Yeah.
And it went to.
I'll tell you off record. It's very rare these two boys agree. So that's a bonus on its own. Darren,
it can only be got in.
Darren Model T, Alex Model T, for Jerry Model T 1913. Please, I'm trying to put trust in this. Don't Google it. Just have a shot at it. Nobody's going to get any prizes by the way. Russ Model T 1906. John Model A. Darren, 1912. Ian, Model Ford T, 1921. Alex, 1908. Kev, Model T Ford, 1910. And John, 1912. It's a combination of all of those, but the actual answer that's been provided is the Model Ford T, 1908. So those that got both car and year, give yourself bonus points. Well, I didn't know this. I have to be honest. Which car brand uses the slogan, "The ultimate driving machine"? So, which car brand uses the slogan, "The ultimate driving machine"?
You didn't know that?
No, I didn't know it off the top. But then again, I've always slagged them off, never wanted to drive one.
Yeah,
I know it.
Hey, calm down against the Citroen.
Did my language come out then? My South Derbyshire accent come out a little bit strong then.
Hey, don't be so harsh on Citroen, please, PJ.
I've got an headache, but yeah, it's come to me. Slogan that way.
We'll give it another 10 seconds. 10, 1,000, 9, 1,000, 8. You can see where this is going. We'll give it a few seconds to see a few answers coming up. Russ is saying BMW. John is saying Ford. We'll go around the houses. Martin?
Well, I'd go. I mean, I don't really know, but I'd stab in a dart. I'd go Ford.
Okay. Moz?
BMW.
Michael?
BMW. It was coined in
J-Man?
1974.
Yeah, it was used around mid-70s for BMW.
Brian?
Yeah, it's BMW.
Jerry's put you go.
How quick
brilliant.
you guys can Google that? I don't know. It's a bit quick on them fingers on them keyboards.
You know what? The thing is, Mark, you can only see them from here. What you can't see is
Yeah,
the
exactly.
furiously typing away on keyboards.
Who?
You give them too long to think about it, mate.
I know. I'm trying to get the chat to give a chance to catch up.
You're going to get
and
7
if you
seconds.
cheated, you only cheated yourself. It's only
Yeah, you only cheat yourself.
Yeah. Player, Russ, BMW.
Yeah, Brian's got his keyboard reviewing now, so we can't see it. But
Ian, BMW. Kev, BMW. Jerry, Hugo. Bless him. Darren, Mitsubishi.
Good old Jerry. We'll have some of you go, mate.
We like a bit of sense of humour. Well done, boys. Great answers. We like that. Of course, it was BMW. So, where are we now? What was first mass producer? What does? Well, that's another fairly simple one. If you got you know your history. What does the GT stand for in car names like Ford GT or Nissan GTR? I'm not sure everybody knows this. All right, Martin, I'm going to go down this route and answer the questions fairly quickly. Ask the question fairly quickly. What's the GT stand for, Martin?
Grand Tourer.
Moz?
Grand Tourer.
Michael?
Grand Tourer.
J-Mo?
Originally, it was Italian. It was Gran Turismo, which is the same thing.
GTR is Grand Tourer Racing.
There we go. We're starting an argument now. Here we go. Brian?
I think it did originate in Italy, and it was Gran Turismo.
Oh, look at the boys go. They're flying here. Kev, Grand Tourer. Alex, Grand Tourer. He corrected himself, Russ, bless you, Grand Tourer. Jerry, Gran Turismo. Ian, Grand Tourer. If I missed you, sorry. John Atwell, Grand Tourer. Of course, the answer is Grand Tourer. If you've played any video games or anything like that. Some of these are getting a little bit daftly simple. Which British luxury car brand is known? I'll be interested to see if anybody gets this wrong. for the Spirit of Ecstasy ornament? I'm not even going to give you a chance to type this into Google. Martin?
You go. No, Rolls Royce. Rolls Royce.
Moz?
Talbot.
It's not. The question wasn't who could come with the daftest answer.
Yeah. Do you know the Talbot was the very first dual-fueled car? Petrol in the car, but diesel in the pickup truck.
Michael, before we get flooded with answers,
The double R.
the double R.
Oh,
Reliant Robin.
Like Robin, yeah.
yeah.
Hey,
J-Mo.
I don't know, but the Austin Allegro with a spirit of dysentery.
The Spirit of Disappointment.
Yeah, same thing.
Bri.
Hillman Hunter.
Moving on.
I think we
Yeah,
don't
I'm
take this very seriously anymore.
Good car. Good car.
Ross. Rolls Royce. Kev, Rolls Royce. Darren, Rolls. Alex, Rolls. Sorry, boys. I didn't ask these questions. I didn't generate these questions. Ian, obviously, Ian Ollie, Rolls Royce. John Atwell, Rolls Royce. And Jerry, Rolls Royce. Of course, it was the Rolls Royce. Where I refuse. I don't know whether this is going from the sublime to the ridiculous.
I'll tell you what. Yeah.
I'm going to skip the next one because the next one is, what does the T in Tesla stand for? Well, Tesla.
testicle.
It's only a one-word vehicle, so it's not as though it's going to be that complicated, is it?
It's technical.
Now, before we go any further, Mr. Martin Dare has promised to me offline that he's working on a quiz where he's going to be taking pictures of particular vehicles. Now, you can correct me if I'm wrong, Martin. Are these die-cast vehicles or vehicles in general, or what's your flavour on this?
Evening, Pete.
It'd be easy. I mean, it'll be easy for me to do it in die cast. I'll do the pictures of take some pictures of different angles of different vehicles, whether it be trucks, cars, lorries, vans, whatever. And then you've got to guess.
It's like the closing screens of Thunderbirds, where you see the different angles of the models. Like, so
yeah, you got to guess what it is.
Martin's bless him has took that on board. So if you can think of a quiz, please let us know.
I've got a quiz.
Forward it to us, and we'll bring it online. We do this every 2 weeks. Can't guarantee the cast of players is going to be. It turns up and who we can drag in forcefully by the request. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
Car performance and engineering. What is the Now we're going to need a bit of description here, boys. What is the function of a turbocharger in a car? Bit of an engineering question. If you get the bulk of it right, I'll give you the point. If you've got an answer, if you're on the screen, if you've got an answer, give us a thumbs up. And Bri, we'll give you a chance to go first.
It takes the exhaust gases and forces them through the carburetor or injection system to increase the power.
I can't argue with your answer. Michael?
Yeah, to give the engine boost.
J-Mo?
Yeah, it's basically what Brian said, exhaust. And they recirculate the exhaust gases and force them in with the injection system, give more boost.
Mark?
Makes it go faster.
I like that answer. Moz?
What year was it patented, though? That's the question, surely.
No, that wasn't the question at all. You're just making your own answers. You're making your own questions up now as you go along. Nobody's mentioned the particular area yet of where the
turbo.
You're forcing extra gases into the combustion area.
How
No,
long did
it's
it take you to type that into Google?
I didn't type anything in Google, jiggy bastard. I'm just there listening to all you guys, and it was right. It
The
just
combustion chambers, the carburetor or
Right,
fuel
so
injection system.
No, it's definitely
the
yeah.
answer is the answer that I've got is to increase energy power by forcing more air into the combustion chamber, which is
Brian
pretty
said
much
initially.
give the engine more power.
Give the engine more power.
Go faster. Go faster. You see,
Go
short, sweet
faster.
answer. Go faster.
So Russ,
Like
push more
stripes.
air into the engine. Alex, to force air in. Darren, boost. Forced air injection, Jerry. Ian, engine boost acceleration. And John, to move faster.
Yeah.
Good old John.
There are reasons why that's
Reggae.
Which
Keep it
car,
simple, John.
which car was the one that made it popular in the market?
I don't know.
It was the Porsche 911 Turbo, wasn't it?
There was one bigger than that.
Was it? I know.
That was one hardly anybody could afford. To make it with a Saab 96,
Saab 90.
Saab
Yeah.
99. So
Yeah.
I've skipped a couple here because they're just ridiculously easy.
How many mirrors does the car have? Go!
What does ABS stand for in car braking system?
Antisocial behaviour order.
as for,
Yeah.
as for making
You just added words to that. That makes no sense whatsoever.
Antisocial behaviour. Social.
You're adding an S word in there.
I don't know what it stands for. I'll be honest with you. I always thought it was ASB, anti-skid braking, but it's not, is it?
It's ABS.
I
I
know
don't know what
that.
ABS stands for, to be honest.
There
Really,
you go. Oh, you failed miserably.
I did.
Michael,
Google it a
Michael,
minute.
go on, you get your thumbs up. Go on, Michael.
Aided braking system.
No,
No, I
that's
know
two,
what
we're
it
two
is.
for two. I can't believe it. Bri,
Anti-lock braking system.
Yeah.
good lad.
Was it ever called anti-skid braking or anything like that?
Apparently only in your house.
But here's one for you. There's one situation where it's worse to have anti-lock brakes.
When you're driving, probably, Jamo. That's
No,
what
no,
it is.
when there's one situation when it's better for your wheels to lock.
I don't know. When there's a plane coming towards you with torpedoes, you want to get out of it, like, you know?
No, in new snow. So it gets chance to build a wall of snow in front of your tyre.
Can we just mute microphones? We've got TV playing in the
Or
background.
TV
The
playing in the
anti-lock,
background.
it locked, comes off locked. So you never get a wall of snow in front of your tyre.
All right.
Well, probably to go out.
Let's go. Ian, anti-lock brakes. Pete, welcome back, Pete. Good to see you. Anti-lock braking system. I think it's Graham. So there's Pete's and Graham's and all people going over the board. Russ, anti-lock braking system. Good lad. Kev, anti-braking system. Correct. Anti-lock braking system. Alex, Jerry, automated braking. Oh, so close, but yet so far away.
Ooh,
John, airlock brakes. Ooh,
ooh.
close, but so far away. Darren, anti-lock braking system. Good lad. Well done, boys. Right. I'm trying to skip these easy questions that it's generated because they're ridiculously easy. Which
It
rate?
depends who you tell them to. It depends who you ask.
Although it's confused some people by the looks of it. So, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Which race is known as the greatest spectacle in racing?
Oh,
Which
bloody hell.
race? It's a case. It's still a valid race, and it's still going on. Which race is known as the greatest spectacle
I
in
think
racing?
I know what I'd
I
put.
don't know as I've ever heard it called that, but I'm it is a
I
valid
think I
rate.
know which one I'd rate it as.
I'm going to base it on the answer I'm being given. So we'll give it a few seconds for the. This
I
one's
know
gonna,
which one
Yeah, I've
I'd
got a few.
rate.
Spectacular,
Yeah.
did you say?
the greatest spectacle, Mark, in racing.
Oh, spectacle.
Spectacle in racing.
Yeah, I don't know, but if they go.
Oh, we've already got a bit of diversity in the chat. Be interesting.
Yeah,
I'm not going to answer. I'm not going to give the answer until
There's
you
only
guys.
one I think that I've never heard it called that, but there's only one I think it were.
Yeah. All right, we'll go with you first then, Jomo, if you think you've got it right.
Le Mans 24-hour.
No.
Wow.
Michael.
Indianapolis 500.
Brian.
Pan American.
I should have said no, but that's a bit unfair to Jamie because it's
Pan American.
people are changing their answers now. Martin.
London to Brighton.
London to Brighton. Genevieve, yeah.
Oh, yeah, what a film.
What a film. What a fantastic
You think about it, that's a spectacular road race, and it's still run to this day with vintage vehicles. That's a genuine good answer.
I think if you take the word race out of it, it wasn't so much as a race as a stroll.
It's a race. It's a race. Indy 500.
Righto. Did you get the question, Moss?
No, what is it? I haven't had time to Google it yet. Sorry, what was it? I'm just saying.
Good lad.
We're all being
honest.
the old finger pointing started already.
I'll be honest, mate. I'll do the same thing.
What's the question?
Which race is known as the greatest spectacle in racing?
Oh, it's Formula One.
Which particular race?
Oh, it's Monza. Yeah, was it? Monza, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, you completely failed anyway, so you should have.
Monaco, sorry, not Monza, Monaco.
Oh, you failed twice. Even better.
All right, then.
If
So
you went back in history,
it's going back and it's saying that the answer. Sorry.
if he went back in history, PJ, and it's Formula One, it'd probably be the Nürburgring.
Nürburgring. The question is, did the Indy 500 start before the Nürburgring? Because the answer is, of course, the Indy 500.
Yes.
And going into the chat, we have got Kev, Le Mans, Pete, Le Mans, Russ. He's on a roll, Russ's. Indy 500. Alex, Le Mans, John, Le Mans, Darren, Le Mans, Ian.
Never been a fan of Le Mans, to be honest.
Eva Matsu, that is Laz's mum. Hello, Eva. Good to see you. It's either or Laz is logging on with a different name.
Oh, is it?
He's calling himself Eva this week. Pete, I demand a recount. Lots of laughs. Right, okay.
I can't see how you class race where cars just go around an oval of track.
The thing is, JMO, the thing is, when they say spectacular, it means that you can actually see it. But if you've got a Le Mans or another track, you can only see it. It comes past you in front of your eyes. But if you're in an oval track, you've got an overall view of the whole thing, haven't you?
There is that, but
that's
I got to admit, when I went to
turn,
Silverstone,
left turn.
I found it boring compared to watching it on telly.
Well, I think a lot of motorsport is quite boring because it goes wow, that's it, isn't it?
Yeah.
I used to like the old motocross. I used to like the motocross when they across the tarmac and the dirt included, the motocross.
Super bikes are good because you can get up close and there's no barriers as such.
Well, down here they got this where I'm at the moment because like I was not going home tomorrow, but they have the sand racing on here on the beach just outside. They have the sand racing, and I tell you what, that's fun because Guy Martin comes down and he does some sand racing down here.
Excellent stuff.
All right, let's rattle these last few off. Although some of us so simple, it's ridiculous. What flag signals the end of a race in Formula One?
Bloody hell. It's your mother's knickers off the washing line.
I'm going to tell her that, and I know where you live.
You know my mum.
Right, Eva.
Say that again, JP. DJ.
Say again, mate.
Say that again.
What flag?
What flag did I show at the end of a
What
race?
flag signals the end of a race in Formula One? Mark, go on, son.
Got really checker flag, eh?
Correct. I'll go with it. Yeah, you got. Sorry, you got to be specific. What colours? What colours on the checker flag?
Black and white.
Righto.
If it had been
black
stop
and
a
white,
race,
yeah.
it'd been red.
Black. It's white and black.
There are multiple flags shown in Formula One.
If it had been stop the race, it had been a red flag.
It's a red flag. Yeah.
You could have made it.
It's a black and white checkered flag.
You could have made it tricky and said what flag starts the race.
Go,
Go, John.
but it's lights. Anyway, maybe not. Well, I'm not even going to insult you all by asking what the answer to that. Half the crowd is in the infield at the 500. Is that right? I've never been particularly enamoured with the 500.
Never been a race that's done out for me.
Well, I can remember Mansell doing it back in the day in
yeah.
'85. I think that was the only time I picked
Yeah,
up.
I think there's been quite a few Formula One drivers were involved in that, wasn't it?
I mean, God forbid some of the horrific crashes that happen in that are.
One
I
of
think
the
there's probably
ex-Formula
more
One
crashes in that than there is in Formula One.
one of the Formula One drivers.
Andretti
got,
were heavily involved in it.
Yeah. Which race is the specific? Which flag is right? Here we go. What does now? You've got to get this spot on.
No, it stops the
What
race.
does DRS stand for in Formula One racing? D for Delta, R for Romeo, S for Sierra. DRS. Go on, Brian.
Yeah,
Drag reduction system.
Michael?
Don't know.
Moz?
Drag reduction system.
I should have asked you first because that'll give you less chance to type, won't it?
I'll
Really?
fucking type in.
J-Mo?
Not a clue. I thought it was the driver.
Fair
But
dues.
that's the airlaw thing, isn't it?
You know
no,
what,
it's when
mate?
the wing opens up. Like that.
Right. I didn't
I
know.
thought it meant don't racially slur. That's what I thought it meant.
One
You know what I
point off Moz, 1 point on to J-Mo for his honesty.
Yeah, that's because his keyboard's out of reach.
You don't know what's happening with that left hand.
I can't, yeah, it's all the way up. And I'll tell you something from here.
Yeah,
All my letters are worn off my key, so I don't know what I'm typing.
He
Anyway.
can't type fast enough because he can't remember the letters are.
the trouble is he hasn't got a P, an O, an R, an N, a H, a U, a B anymore on that keyboard. That's
Ah,
why.
that doesn't spell X hamster.
Steady now. Mr. Martin Dare. DRS,
No.
Martin.
no, I've passed, mate. I ain't got a clue.
That's fair dues. Russ, do not know. Russ, you let me down. I put money on you. Pete, drag reduction system. Ian, pass. John, oh, got lots of don't knows. I like this question. Darren, drag reduction system. John saying no smoking. Right.
You know, Johnny.
It is, of course, the drag reduction system.
Well, you would know. You got the
If
answers
you're
there,
an F1 fan, you'll know
BJ.
it.
He's the only one who's got all the answers.
I'm a big F1 follower, so
Yeah, I am too.
Dinosaur racing strip.
drag reduction system, no smoking. Well done, John. Ian. Right, and the final one. This is going to sound simple, and then it's going to make you think. Which legendary car did Steve McQueen drive in the movie Bullet? and the year.
Well, the year
We
of the
all
car,
know
the
the
year of
car.
the film.
We all know the car. What's the year?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, and by the way, you've got to be descriptive about the car. You can't just say it's a blah blah. There's three words to describe the car and a year, if that makes sense. Anybody who wants to put their hand up before they've Googled it?
You googled it.
Go on, J-Mo.
68 Mustang Fastback.
Anybody else?
No, it's not. It was the Ford Mustang GT Fastback, actually.
It
In
was
1968 was the film.
It's not
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to quote you what I've been quoted here. Martin?
It's definitely a 68 Mustang. I'm not sure if it's a Jeep or a Cobra. I can't remember which one it is. One of those two. I know he had a lot of work done to it before we went on the set.
Mm.
Yeah.
He was found recently after being missing for 30 odd years.
Yeah,
He
well,
was up to stay in a barn.
he asked for a lot of work to be had, all the back blacked out and stuff like this. And if you look at the sides, he had the vents were changed. I'm sure it got a Cobra on the back. I don't know why I thought it got a Cobra on the back, but
It's sorry, getting carried away. Miles,
What?
what are you going with?
I told you it was the Ford Mustang GT
I'm
Fastback.
sorry, I'm looking it up.
Yeah.
I'm googling it.
Googling it.
I think
It's
he
definitely a
was
fastback.
I thought
It's got to
it
be a
was a 69.
fastback. It's got to be a fastback.
I
He's
think
gonna
he
be a
was a
fast-
350.
Hang on. Bri, did we get you?
Yeah, I thought I knew it was a Mustang Fastback, but I thought it was a 69.
68.
Michael.
The film was 68, so
A special edition Mustang, a tribute to the 1968 movie.
Look at that
Bullet.
bloke reading it straight off the screen there. Look, there's no need for that. That's just blind
exactly.
cheating, that is. Good Lord.
I never said I don't cheat.
Australians, you can't believe the honesty or the lack of it.
when they
5 litre V8 engine manual transmission.
Right. Russ.
Blacked out grill, chrome surround windows.
I went
to school stupid. I went to school stupid, and I came out the same way. That's why I read Google.
Right.
Yes,
Let's
certainly.
rein this in. Russ, 1968 Ford Mustang. Alex, Mustang. Pete, Ford Mustang 1969. Ford Mustang GT. Kev, Pete, Mustang GT 500, then from 1969. We're having multiple guesses now. Ford Mustang GT 1968, says Ian. Darren Hall, Mustang GT 67. John, Ford Mustang 68 GT. Jerry, 68 Mustang. My buddy has one. Alec Green 390 motor dark metal. Okay. I'm too young to remember the year by at least 6 months, says Pete. The official answer that I've got that's been provided is the Ford Mustang Fastback from 1968. So there you go.
there's going to be a GT.
If these boys are cheating left, right, and centre. I can't believe they call themselves friends. If you're in the chat, give us a tot up of your score. If you've kept it, it's all good fun. Bit of a laugh. We like these quizzes. They seem to be going down quite popular. It's over to Mr. Dare for the next time we do one for his pictures of die-cast cars. Now, because the die-cast cars. Are you going to base this on actual real cars, Martin, as opposed to the?
no, I'm just going to do some die-cast vehicles, but you can just most of the die-cast vehicles will be proper cars anyway, aren't they?
Yeah,
really, so, like the Ford Transit, a Zephyr, or a Cortina, or a Ford Angular, and something like that. They are going to be copies of the
actual
original
cars.
Yeah.
We're not going to throw everybody.
Well done, Mark. Well done.
We're not going to throw everybody a wobbler by doing Hot Wheels Fantasy.
Yeah, I won't be
Club.
doing things like Hot Wheels, and I might be doing like Spectrums and stuff like this. You know,
My thanks.
None of this Batmobile crap either, I hope, Martin. You know,
No, you watch your mouth there.
there'll be lorries, cranes, whatever. It'll be different, but obviously there's certain things I'll be distinguishable, like Matchbox or Dinky or something like that, because you could say there's part of a Matchbox Super Kings, and you could see part of the windscreen or something, you know. But,
go on, Michael.
I watched PB's Batmobile Restore video today in work.
We all know the one to go and watch, which is Luke at Scale Customs. Go and watch his Batmobile. Michael.
Well, Alex has a question. He says there's actually a question missing in our quiz, so we'll have to ask Alex what that question is.
By all means, Alex. I mean, I've never answered one yet, so it's good to be the king. You know, I have to answer the questions. But Alex, ask your question away.
While he's typing, has anyone heard from Luke?
We'll come back from that. I heard from Luke earlier in the day. I haven't heard from him this evening.
He's all right. That's all
right. I'm telling you, he was doing what I said last night in the tavern. That's what he's doing.
His mum is not very well. His mother-in-law or mum is not very well, and they'll forgive me if I get the two mixed up. Pete, I scored at least 2. Bless you. Good stuff, Pete. You're on the leaderboard so far. About half, I think, says Darren. We'll call that around about 8 then. And John says he got.
I see that Moz is 2,000 points, so he's the winner.
Okay, so Alex is asking, and I don't know the answer, so I'm going to rely on Alex knowing what the answer is. Which manufacturer has made the most models? And I hate to follow this up with a second question, Alex. Is that plastic kits or die-cast?
I think I'd have a clue on that for real cars.
Or, yeah, is it real cars, plastic kits, or die-cast? We have to be specific on these questions. Russ, lost count, 2 wrong. Did well, Russ. Ian got 12. Darren saying Corgi.
No.
Dev saying Corgi. I'm going to go with, I'll just shout this out there, Lesney stroke Matchbox.
Are we talking about real cars or toy cars?
That's what I wondered.
I'm not sure.
If it's real cars, then it'll be Toyota again, because they just bang out everything and anything they do. Toyota.
No, you got to think.
Yeah, you look at variants and models and everything. The
Toyota, it could be under though as well.
Yeah, I think
it's a big bloody Porsche with the amount of different 911s.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Which manufacturers made the most models? The question is not specific.
Oh, so you don't know the answer yourself then, Alex?
Okay. Oh, this could start an argument that could rage for the ages. I don't know. Mark, I'll chuck this open to you.
I reckon it's Matchbox.
From a die-cast point of view, who do you
from
think?
a die-cast point of view, I would go Matchbox actually.
Matchbox, yeah. Because they just keep going and going, don't they? Matchbox or Oxford die-cast.
Are we talking about current owners though? Would it be Hot Wheels?
Hot Wheels, yeah.
I'd
have
Mattel.
Mattel.
Hot Wheels is Mattel.
I'd say Mattel, yeah.
Yeah. Moz, from a plastic kits point of view, most models. Who produces the most models? Do you think?
The trouble is that that's such a vast question, because, like for instance, Revell have reboxed Italeri kits, ICM kits, Airfix kits over the years. They got the Matchbox, they've got the frog tooling on some of it. You know, Revell would be the one, you know, in that respect. But when it comes to new tooling, you've got to go down, I suppose you go down the Tamiya route, because you got to look at the RC market with all the Tamiya, not just plastic. You know, it's still plastic scale models. What do you think, Martin? You couldn't put. I don't think you could really judge it, could you? You could say that You could say that who is the biggest tire manufacturer in the world, and you have to say Lego because they produce more rubber tires than anybody else.
Alex, you've started a war here.
You know,
Alex has actually put in there. It is Matchbox. So me and Dare get a point each. You boys are all waffling.
I said
we got Matchbox. You got to look at they got the Matchbox regular wheels, super fast.
Yeah.
King's Size, Super Kings, then Convoys, and no end of stuff. You know.
And you got the predecessor's name, which is Lesney as well. Michael, go on.
According to Google, the most which manufacturer has made the most die-cast models? It's not Matchbox.
Who is it?
Right. It says it's difficult to definitely pinpoint one manufacturer that has produced the absolute most die-cast models, as it's a broad industry with many players. However, some of the most prominent and well-known die-cast manufacturers are Beyonce, Auto Art, and Amalgam, I should say.
Oh,
right. Matchbox. AMALGAM.
Did you ask the right question?
Alex has posted, well, but Alex has pointed out, and he's made us all look good by saying it was a trick question.
Yeah.
Right? So it comes up in the quiz quite often. So.
Sneaky. Sneaky.
There you go. Well done, Alex. It made me think. I'll give you that. Because the ones that
Alex gets top mark for confusing us all.
Yes, and I've never heard of the three that you've mentioned, Michael. So that's BS.
Chinese.
The auntie does very, very high detailed models. So does Auto Art, but Amalgam I've never heard of.
No,
surely in pure volume it must be Matchbox stroke Mattel with millions.
I don't know. I mean, you did they run out because they kind of it was repetitive, wasn't it? How many times have we looked at a car where you get the standard black wheels on a Matchbox 1960s vehicle, and then a super fast version comes out, and all the changes the wheels, but it's still the same car, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's everything though. Look at scale modeling. You know, they release a kit and they just change the decals on it. They give you a scheme that was based in Lossiemouth or something like that. You know,
tricky,
sneaky boss.
But then the answer that I gave you regarding it's difficult pinpoint, where they say Beyonce, Auto Art, and Amalgam, that was generated by artificial intelligence, just like all the quiz questions. So it goes to show how much intelligence the artificial has.
There's a lot of thought.
It's only as good as the person who puts it in the first place, isn't it?
Yes,
that's right. Garbage in, garbage out.
Yeah, garbage.
Just like any.
It's actually
just like any computer.
Like S in and S out. Now, thank you. All those you appreciate. It's just a bit of fun in the chat. Thanks for taking part. It's a good laugh. Thanks to the boys for taking part. We usually round up. We're running a little over budget. We usually wind this up by having a look at our Facebook page. So just to reiterate, if you like what we've done, it's all a bit of fun. It's all a good community. Come and join the DMC. You can ask Moz a question in the DMC. You can ask Martin Dare a question in the DMC. You can ask any of your favourite YouTubers that are pretty much in the DMC. We're getting more people joining us on a week-to-week basis. It's going through the ceiling just lately, which I'm much appreciated of. The boys will recommend the DMC to you. Come and find us. Come and join us. Have a laugh. We do this every 2 weeks, and every Friday night we do an open tavern, which is almost like an open mic. A little bit more brutal than this. You got to have a sense of humour and a hard skin to join us on the tavern. I will say that. But I haven't scared any of these 5 guys off so far. You keep coming back. Bless.
You keep paying me, and I'll keep staying.
Yeah. It's costing me.
It's got
The
nowhere
money's
else
going
to
through the
go.
roof. The money's going through the roof. What we're going to do is we're going to round this off by. I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to have a look at our Facebook group, and we will, if we can have a look at some of the posts that have been put on. So this gives you an idea, if you've not joined us, what stuff gets posted. So we've got my latest creation, a Capri 3.0 GT. Look at that.
That were nice.
Look at that. Stunner. So what the bulk of what we do as a group is we collect old models and we restore them and give them a new lease of life. There's Ron from Sydney Diecast, who's done a truck. I like the colour of that green. It's superb. Here we've got Fraser Martin. Don't get confused by his name's back to front. That's just how YouTube's dropped a bomb on him. But look at that.
Lotus Cartina.
Where he's got the models from, I'd like to know that. John, our mate John. Paint sprayed up just for the detail now. Crescent Jaguar. Looks superb, John. Well done on that, mate. We had a talk with John last night, who was asking for some advice on how to paint in detail. So if you've got any questions of any sort, whether it be technical, general questions, come and ask us. Andrew West, when suddenly, look at the lineup of cars he's got there from, I believe they're all Dinky or Corgi. I know it's going to be one is going to bound to be the other, but look how he's lined them up so that they're on a track. Fantastic. Mick, JFK Presidential, Lincoln Continental. Nicely done, mate, with all the figures in there.
It's good in
that. Some more of the vehicles that Fraser's done.
Miss Germany.
1956, holding a.
Very pretty she was that too.
I don't know what the car is.
In a TR3.
Okay. Some bloke posted something about the Batmobile, which had me quite excited, I must admit. Look at that. It's beautiful. What a fantastic.
Give you the fizz.
Oh, I had to have a minute. I had a man moment. Andrew. Bangerizing coming along. So not only do people restore models, they also create their own version of diecast models. Kev, one of the specialists who does banger racing. Mick again with the Ford Sierra Cosworth. Well done, Mick. Onyx models. I'm going to give a shout out to Onyx models. He's done some fantastic models in the past. Yeah. But look at the shine on that. Superb job. Well done. I might give him a shout. I don't know whether it's Onyx is a English speaking guy, but I might reach out. I will reach out and see if he can join us for a chat. He replied, still needs wet sanding and a polish. So it understands Martin's question there. So we'll try and get hold of him, Martin, bring him on board.
Yeah.
Our good friend Jeremiah Monsegur is working with the Green Hornet. What's the car called? Black Beauty. Black Beauty. He's working on the figures of Kato and the Green Hornet.
Kato.
And look at these. Some of these videos are fantastic. How back in the day, how vehicles were used, created, and bringing some of these adverts back. So my thanks to John for providing some of these adverts. They're good fun. Our mate Andy has just been updating this Capri police car. I think it's his latest video on YouTube. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. Some Australian bloke. This will make people cry. Yes, it does. Sobbing. So there you go. And just we'll ride it up this week or this time round with Luke. He's done a custom Bandit vehicle.
No, he's going to do a custom Bandit. That's how we got it from Andy.
So I'll stop sharing. There we go. Just jumping back into the chat, seeing if I've missed anything. It was like a trick question. Keep in mind that Mattel now own Matchbox as well as Hot Wheels. I would suspect they are the winners here, possibly so. Russ saying, thanks, PJ. Mate, you're more than welcome. It's our thanks to you guys that come and join us and make this worth doing. We enjoy it every time we do it. I think we're starting to find us way of going about this now. We've had a lot of input from all the guys on screen to say how we should go about doing a live chat. Alex said, amalgam are a specialist made to order at stupid scales with prices to match. Okay. Don't know about amalgam. Mind you, there's a lot of vehicles I didn't know about or manufacturers I didn't know about until we started actually doing this. John, fantastic night, everyone. We'll take that as a red. Thank you, John. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, John.
Well done, boys and girls. Pete saying, thanks, ladies and gents. Much fun as always. And Russ saying, great evening. So, just to reiterate, please come and join us in our Facebook group. It is the Diecast of Modelers Community, or the DMC. I've recently created a new page for our September charity event, which is where we do a Paint It Blue challenge, and everything we get goes towards the Alzheimer's Society. We raise £411, and my thanks to the boys who take part every year and donate. If you haven't signed up to any of the guys, please, Martin Dares, Dinky Restorations, go and find Martin, sign up. Moz, my mate, go and find Moz 6510 Models and sign up. Although he's probably got enough subscribers to share out to the rest of us for the rest of our life. He's doing really well, and we're proud of him.
Thank you very much. I'm proud of you too.
J-Mo,
I've linked the group in the chat, by the way. I've linked the group in the chat. But we'll have a little chat about that because you haven't changed the name of the group properly on the search. But I'll explain that after.
We'll have a one-on-one. Paul, J-Mo, my mate, Pimp My Diecast. Please go and find out. Go and find Paul's channel. There's 2 or 3 PJs. I'm PJ. He's J-Mo. We've got the same initials. That's how we keep it separate. Bless you. Love you, mate. Thank you for joining us.
I'm about 18 off 1,000. Or sorry, well, last time I looked.
It's doing well. Brian is in search of the lost diecast. He's done some fantastic work on boxes and reproduction boxes. He's also been a big help to me. We're doing some testing, as of both the boys that are on tonight, trying to get things working. It becomes more. I spend less time doing diecasts and more time doing admin, unfortunately, but I love it. I love what we do here. And Michael, my mate.
You want to hear any excuses, mate? You do it or you don't. You
either do it or you don't do it. You either pack it up or you F off. Me, Brian, and Michael and Moz have sat up till ridiculous o'clock solving problems, and that's no disrespect to anybody else.
Michael, didn't they do a song about L.S. Lowry?
Matchstick Man and
Matchstick Men and Matchstick Cats and Dogs. Yeah. That were the days. Anyway, that's enough of me waffling.
Yeah.
Come and join us. Finally, please become a benefactor. Between £2 and £5 keeps the show on the road. And we're better than the Radio 1 road show. You'll get more fun out of us, and you probably remember the music better than if you join the Radio 1 road show, because we're all over. Well, probably Leslie's, Moz's probably the.
Way another quid in the jar.
So well, that's £1 in the bottle.
That's $5 now. That is.
These have gone up.
Yeah, that's right.
He's probably the youngest amongst us, to be fair.
Pardon? I'm 46.
Oh God damn it! Yeah, he's easily the youngest amongst us.
Half my age.
So, from Mr. Martin Durr,
Right.
from Moz 6510 Models,
Thank you very much.
you're more than welcome. Thank you. From Paul James, Pimp My Diecast.
Cheers.
From Brian, In Search of the Lost Diecast.
Yeah.
And finally, from Michael, Gravesend, Australia Diecast Salvage. Chuck them words up in the air and they land how he's named his channel this week. Bless him. Love him to bits. And
When
from
he said
me,
he wanted to name a channel, I thought it was going to be shorter and easier.
no, he's just more confusing. From me, PJ from Midlife Models. Please find all our channels. Please subscribe. It's much appreciated. We love you all. Thanks for joining us. And we'll see you in 2 weeks' time. God knows what's going to happen in 2 weeks' time. It'll be an event on its own. So for now, we'll see you soon.
Nighty night, folks.